My dad was a very successful businessman. He's still active at 74 years old. And what's interesting about philanthropy is I don't think it's innate. I think it's learned. And my dad always pushed me on how important it was to be charitable. And so I had the benefit of someone who provided real leadership to me. The obvious points are, I don't need anything else economically. My family's in a great position financially. I'm financially independent. I don't have those kind of concerns. So the question is what to do with the resources, right? You can give them to the next generation, and a lot of times it doesn't work out very well, right? I benefited by knowing, my father said to me, Bill, you'll never inherit anything from me, probably ever, or unless you don't need the money. And so I didn't have to worry about that affecting my incentive structure. And I think I grew up, one of my closest friends was expecting to inherit a lot of money, and it affected his ability to, he was very talented, very smart, but he couldn't commit to anything and stick to it because he had too much optionality in a way. And so I think, you can create a lot of damage by handing, fortune to the next generation, and there are a lot more needier and more important causes.
So give us a couple of the things that your foundation's involved with.
So I'll give you who I think will get the Nobel Prize. 7, 8 years ago, a guy came to see me named Andrew Yoon, and he had just started something called the 1 Acre Fund. And the 1 Acre Fund, young guy, moved to Kenya. I don't know if he was there just on vacation or otherwise, and met all of these 1 acre farmers. And these are women that support their families, and 9, 10 months of the year, they can feed their families based on what they can produce on the 1 acre that the government has given them. The other several months of the year, their kids starve, and they starve. And through teaching modern farming techniques, providing better seed technology, better fertilizer, he's able to increase their output by 3x. And they have a surplus. And he provides the seeds and the fertilizer and the consulting advice in exchange for half of the excess increase in output. And he takes that money and reinvests it in another farmer. We've invested a relatively tiny amount of money with him, and we're his biggest funder, $7 million. By the end of this year, he will have taken something approaching 100, I think over 100,000 of these 1 acre farmers from starvation to feeding their families to having an excess where they can send their kids to school. It's incredible.
That's incredible.
Okay? And one of our members of our advisory board, was this former CFO of McDonald's, Matt Paul. He's helped Andrew in thinking about franchising, how to build this system. And they're in Kenya now, and they're going into Burundi. And it's an incredible model. I just look at a guy like that, wow. And my added value here was pushing him, okay, and giving him capital to accelerate what he's doing. He's compounding. And if this were a growth, by the way, he could make that a profitable business if he slowed his rate of growth. But we've given him capital so he can do it more quickly.